What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am sorry I missed you last week. Life just got in the way, but we're doing perfectly fine just now. So I wanted to start a series on the supplements that I take and kind of walk you guys through them. And I figured, I'm not going to approach supplements anymore with this lecture type style. I feel like a lot of you guys have been asking me to kind of just explain supplements from a very organic point of view and kind of show you guys what I think of them, how I take them, what they do for me. And before I get into the supplements, I kind of just wanted to sit and talk to you guys about how I approach supplements. So my journey with supplements began 5 years ago. I was in medical school. I was stressed out. My health wasn't that great. So I started to kind of delve into this world of supplements and nootropics and kind of play around with them. And I kind of want to share my experience with you guys on what the last 5 years were like, what I don't like, how supplements have affected me, how I go about researching a supplement and how I go about taking a supplement, and the do's and don'ts and all those kinds of things. Supplements are interesting because in the medical field, a lot of doctors don't like supplements. They just don't like them. I mean, they have their select few that they prescribe or tell you to take. But for the most part, even me as a doctor, when I approach a doctor about talking about a supplement, they shut you out. They're just like, nope, we're not going there. Don't even bring it up. So, that kind of gets me a little frustrated, I'm not gonna lie, because supplements have been incredibly beneficial for my life, my health, my wellness, and at the same time, I get where they're coming from because a lot of supplements have also been detrimental to my health and wellness. And I'll get more into those kind of details when I'm talking about specific supplements as they come up and things like that. So essentially, supplements, they kind of fall into this gray area where a lot of them are not regulated. So a lot of times when you buy supplements, especially on Amazon or over the internet, you really don't know what you're getting, unlike prescriptions and pharmaceuticals and things like that, which have to be, tested and government approved and things like that. So supplements can kind of have varying effects on each individual person. Some people can swear by them. Some people will tell you, oh, they did nothing for me. Some people have had really positive effects from them, and some people have had very negative effects from them. My advice when you're starting off a supplement is to always do as much research as you can. Now, this is the first point when it comes to how I approach supplements. So a lot of times I will discover supplements off of websites and YouTube. What I do then, if I find it interesting, is that I will go about researching that supplement. Now, there are different ways to research a supplement, okay, guys? I don't think the best way to research a supplement is to just go on YouTube and listen to what people had to say about it, because a lot of times people are just speaking from experience or promoting a product without really understanding it, or they don't even know what they're talking about. I'm not saying this to speak ill of YouTubers that promote supplements or anything like that. I'm just speaking from a safety point of view. So here's what I like to do. When I find a supplement, I will go on peer-reviewed sites, studies, trials, things like that. So the best websites for those are Google Scholar, PubMed, where you can find a lot of times free articles on clinical trials, data-supported articles talking about those supplements. The next thing that I like to do after I've kind of studied it, figured out what the recommended dose is, then to go to YouTube. What I like to do is watch people's reviews of those supplements. Now, for the most part, generally what I see is a lot of user experiences tend to support the clinical data. What I'll do is if I like a supplement, let's just say vitamin D, for example, I go on PubMed, I look up vitamin D, get the info, get the dosages, and then I go on YouTube and I type in vitamin D reviews, and then people come back and talk about their reviews. Now, what I generally like to do is count like how many positive reviews versus how many negative reviews a supplement got. And for the majority of the times, generally they tend to be positive, but I will take note just to see like, oh boy, did a lot of people say they got negative experiences from this supplement, even though the clinical data tends to support it in a lot of beneficial ways. And if that's the case, guys, I generally will not take that that supplement. Now, if I get a lot of positive reviews, then that's where I'm going to try it out. Now, this is where the next step comes in, and it's you gotta try it out. Obviously, before you ever try anything, you need to make sure with your doctor or your healthcare provider that this supplement is not going to be detrimental to you in any way. A lot of people take prescription drugs, for example, blood thinners. If you take blood thinners, you cannot eat a lot of green leafy vegetables or take supplements with vitamin K, because vitamin K will initially make those blood thinners ineffective, and that could potentially put you in a very dangerous situation. Same things with a lot of prescription stimulants and nootropics. People tend to pile on the nootropics thinking they're going to make the stimulant a lot more beneficial, and then what they end up doing is they get overstimulated, and then sometimes people get overdosed. And people are telling me all the time, Max, they're like, Max, this is a natural compound. Like, how could it be bad for you? Well, that's the thing I was saying in my intro video when I started this channel. Natural isn't always better. Guys, nature is really good at one particular thing, and that's trying to kill you and I, okay? So we wanna make sure that whatever we're ingesting is not going to put us in a very dangerous situation where we end up having to go to the emergency room, or we end up having serious consequences of taking that supplement. Once you get that supplement cleared by your doctor, now this is where the trial and error comes into play. The only way, guys, you're gonna be able to figure out if something works for you is not based on user reviews. It's not based on clinical trials. It's based on how you feel on it. Remember, guys, here's the thing. A lot of us, we want instant gratification. We take a supplement and we find that it does nothing. And then you stop taking it because you think it did nothing. But here's the thing. A lot of supplements, vitamins, minerals, whatever it is that you're going to take, they have cumulative effects. So a lot of them will work after 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. You got to stay consistent. You got to take note of how you feel on that, if it made a difference for you, if it had positive benefits or negative benefits. What I like to do, on a notebook, we'll write down what I took that day, how many milligrams of it I took, and how I felt on it. And then over time, I build like a library of notes on what supplements worked well with other supplements, or what doses were the best, or what didn't work for me and what did work for me. Now, whenever you're buying a supplement, this is something that I generally like to tell people, because people think more is always better. Now, that isn't the case. You can have too much of a good thing. And what I like to do is, let's just say, for example, you buy a supplement that is, the recommended daily dose on the bottle is 1,500 milligrams or 1.5 grams, and it comes in 3 capsule servings. So when you divide that by 3, you get 500 milligrams per capsule. So what I like to do is not to take the daily recommended dose that's on the bottle. I will start off with the lowest possible dose, because a lot of the times these manufacturers will dose supplements way too high, and generally people do better on lower doses. So what I'll do is I'll just take 1 pill or 500 milligrams, see how I feel on it for a couple days. If it didn't do anything, I'll add it and add until I see a therapeutic effect. Now, the only time I will really take the actual recommended daily dose is if I've read a couple peer-reviewed articles and they specifically state time after time that this is the effective dose. And if it matches the manufacturer, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take that dose and see how I feel. If I felt like it was too much, then I'm going to kind of go back to that method I just told you, where I'll just take a little bit less and see how I feel. If I didn't really feel anything at all, I'll let it work for a week or 2. If it still didn't do anything for me, and based on the clinical data, they say, oh, the dose range is from A to Z, then I will start adding more and more within that range, because I know it's safe to take it. So guys, those are just some, safety measures. Whenever you're buying a supplement, these are the things that I look for. I always look for GMP certification. That stands for good manufacturing practices. You see, a lot of the stuff that we get online is crap, okay? It's got fillers in it, a lot of garbage in it that's supposedly giving you those benefits. Or at the end of the day, it's just really a placebo effect, which means like you're taking nothing, but you feel like it's doing something because of good marketing. You see, guys, don't fall for good marketing. even when it comes to things like skincare. A lot of that stuff is crap, okay? Like, it's just good marketing tactics to get you to buy a product, and at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything. So good manufacturing practices is the first one. I always try to get organic if I can, but just remember one thing, guys, when it comes to organic or natural supplements or skincare, we got to talk about sustainability. We're almost 8 billion people on this planet. For example, if everyone in the world wanted to take something that was natural or organic, you got to think about how this item is produced. For example, let's just say like a specific type of oil in a skincare product or a specific type of natural supplement. Are we gonna have to tear down thousands of acres of rainforest to be able to plant thousands of trees or whatever, or grow thousands of crops to be able to produce that supplement? That's why a lot of supplements are created in labs, and they're tested time and time again to ensure safety and efficacy. I know I started my channel and I called it Holistically because I wanted to talk about a natural approach to things and a holistic approach to things. But I kind of have a different definition when it comes to what being holistic actually is. For me, being holistic means looking at things from a natural and a conventional or synthetic perspective and choosing what's right for me. You know, a lot of people get caught up in things like clean beauty, or they can only eat organic because they think that that is the only way to live a healthy, sustainable, fulfilling life. But that isn't always the case, guys. You need to really think about the sustainability of these products, how many people are using them, and long-term effects on the environment. I do try to get organic wherever I can, but to be honest with you, if there's a huge price difference between organic and synthetic, and there isn't really a big clinical difference between the two of them, which 99% of the time there isn't, I'll generally go for the synthetic one, knowing that it's safe, it's been clinically tested. You know, one thing that I look for is companies that provide clinical data and have third-party testing to ensure the quality and the efficacy and the safety of their products. So those are all the things that I look out when purchasing supplements. I do buy a lot of supplements on Amazon. I buy them from Walmart. I buy them from health food stores. I buy them from iHerb, from Nootropics Depot. But generally, I like to stick to suppliers or websites or brands that I know are trusted, long-standing, have a good track record, and a lot of positive customer reviews. That's kind of how I approach supplements, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys found value out of this video and the videos on my channel so far, go ahead and get jiggy with that subscribe button, give me a like, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I release my next video. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.